In all honesty, I have no problem with the death penalty. I actually have no problem being put to death for what I did. I think about the times I've had, all the good, even the bad. I'm not sad, I'll not cry. I'll be with Jesus when I die.
I would kill again.
You're dead. I'm alive.
I don't think it was wrong.
The thing inside of me, it's like the appetite. It's like a wolf that's feeling the hunger.
Is everybody out of the house?
I don't know if they was in there or got out or nothing.
I haven't been inside, man. I've been standing out there by the door.
He's not standing there speechless like some people would be, or frantically saying, "Get my family, help me."
Steve Steele, I'm with ATF. Can you have a seat over there in the blue chair for us? Appreciate it.
You know if they made it out or,
Huh?
you know if my family made it out?
Well, not everybody made it out.
He doesn't even ask who didn't make it out. You would expect to find out which of your loved ones has lived or died.
Who was at the house when you left it?
My wife and father-in-law was in his room watching TV, and my daughter was in her playroom. Who didn't make it out?
It was approximately 3 minutes later in the interview before he asked who did not make it out of the burning house alive.
A successful psychopath does, over time, learn what their reaction should be. And they learn that if something happens and they don't have that reaction, it's going to draw attention to them.
Who didn't make it out?
Well, we don't know yet. We've got to go through the scene. There's a lot of damage to the house. So right now, we just really don't know.
Police say 3 bodies, including one of a small child, were found inside this flame-engulfed home early this morning. Family members identify the victims as 34-year-old Joy Hummel and her 6-year-old daughter, Jody. Hummel's father, Eddie Bedford, is also among the deceased.
She just found out she was pregnant with her second baby, and she was so excited.
What time did you leave the house?
A little bit after 9.
When you left, where did you go?
Went to Joshua, because I was going to visit a friend, but he wasn't home.
What's the name of this friend in Joshua that you went to see?
David.
What's his last name?
I don't know, I just met him.
Where does he live?
I don't know his address.
We see that lying comes very easy to psychopaths. We do tend to associate lying with anxiety and emotional discomfort. People who have psychopathy don't feel that. They do not feel a sense of guilt or shame.
Nowhere in here are you concerned about your family.
Because I haven't been told anything about that until you get told me.
You still just seem more scared than upset.
This is me upset.
Police Chief Tommy Williams says the family filed a missing persons report over the weekend.
It made me feel mad because at this whole point, my family thought he was a victim here too.
The Tarrant County Medical Examiner ruled late today that Joy Hummel, her father Clyde Bedford, and her 6-year-old daughter Jody were all killed before last Friday's fire. Joy was apparently stabbed to death while Clyde and Joy were apparently beaten to death.
It's still hard to believe somebody can do that to their own child.
What happened?
I was stupid.
What do you mean you're stupid?
I killed my family and then set the house on fire.
He remains really numb and unemotional, and is thinking of it in terms of strategy. I had different choices. Why did I take such a stupid choice? Not why did I do such a horrible thing?
Was basically started when I met this girl. We just hit it off real good and kept getting closer and closer. And I kept wishing more and more that I was single so I could pursue her better.
And that is why this woman becomes so important. She becomes his fantasy figure who makes him feel masculine.
Tell me how you killed him, John.
Do I really have to?
Well, I mean, I'd like for you to talk to me about it.
Well, I pulled the car around back. Took my watch off, took my boots off. Walked in and grabbed a knife. Because at first I was gonna slit their throats. While they slept.
Yeah?
But the knife was too dull, and when I went for my wife, she woke up and started fighting back. She was screaming, but I don't think she actually saw who it was. And I ended up grabbing a baseball bat and hitting her with it. Yeah, I believe I stabbed her a few more times.
Okay.
And I had a couple of sword replicas. I think I stabbed her with those too.
Okay.
And I took the baseball bat into my father-in-law's room. Hit him over the head a couple of times. I know it was wrong, but
tell me.
I wasn't thinking right, I guess.
Psychopaths, they understand that if they do something, it's against the law or it's immoral. They just don't necessarily care.
What about your daughter?
Same thing.
You hit her with a baseball bat? Was it more than once?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Between 5 and 10, something like that.
How many months you been thinking about doing this?
Probably off and on for a couple months. I mean, I'd always think about it, but was I'll never go through with it.
What finally convinced you to?
I honestly don't know.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Is that good? Can you hear me? That was the first time thoughts like that ever started creeping in my mind. And then it just kept building and building until finally it just, erupted like that. No other time in my life had I ever thought about killing anybody or even hurting anybody.
Often, psychopaths won't tell people about the thoughts they're having or the urges they're having simply because they don't want anybody to stop them. But it's generally not out of a sense of shame of those thoughts.
What happened?
I mean, I can distinctly remember it, but I really don't want to.
What do? Do you try and push them away? Explain to me how you've handled the memories.
Yeah, just, immediately start thinking about something else, like a favorite movie or song, or take out a book and start reading. It's just too hard. I don't want to really think about it. I don't want to remember them that way. People want to be able to understand. Sometimes there's not an explanation. Sometimes things just happen. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
You did this because you wanted to be with another woman?
Yes.
Okay.
These are some of the text messages between John Hummel and his girlfriend. John, you are married and I'm not a home wrecker. He replies, I know and I love that you're my friend and that you will not let me hurt her. That's the last thing I want to do, so thank you.
This is quite manipulative by saying, appreciating how much she doesn't want to wreck the home, when in fact he's planning to pursue wrecking the home in the ultimate way.
It never crossed my mind to leave. There was no thought process. It was just kind of like animal instinct. It was just take them all out. I mean, if I could, go back in time again and stop myself from doing what I did, even if it meant killing myself just so they would live, I would do it.
As the day grows closer, how do you feel? Are you afraid?
I don't fear death, but I'm not looking forward to it either. Well, see, at the time I committed the crimes, I was an atheist. It was like I was contemplating to kill my family, and then the last thought was, you don't even believe in God.
I think he is using the fact that he was an atheist as, a way to avoid responsibility. One of the characteristics we see sometimes in psychopaths is failure to accept responsibility.
While I was sitting in county, awaiting my trial, I actually picked up the Bible for the first time and actually read it for myself to see what it said. And within a couple of hours, I'm down on my knees praying and asking God for forgiveness and take me back. If you was to let me out today, I wouldn't get so much as a fine for jaywalking or littering. I'd be a model citizen.
They're trying to be charming and superficial, and they'll say, yes, I've learned, I've changed my ways, I've been a model prisoner, I'm safe to go out. Some people would say they can change. In my experience, I don't think they do.
And the second poem that I plan on saying during my last words is kind of a parody of the Now Lay Me Down to Sleep that they teach children. When they lay me down to sleep, my soul I know my Lord will keep. For I'm to die for justice' sake, I'll be with Jesus when I wake.